chaos magic, Wanda. And that makes you the Scarlet Witch.
All right, guys, welcome back. Dave is here to me today.
Hello, hello.
And we are going to talk about Wanda. We're going to do our little thoughts recap of WandaVision.
Okay.
Right?
Recap.
Everyone has seen the finale by now. That needs to see it, right?
Right.
The other people don't really need to see it. So I got some questions. Some things that I see happening in the fandom.
Right.
How
we
Mephisto.
let ourselves get put on an okie doke.
Man, look, and that is one thing I will say. I generally, I liked the show. Thought it was good. Didn't think it was amazing. Doesn't need to be amazing. I'm going to watch anything MCU no matter what. It's more important to me that it ties well into an overall story.
Yes.
Like I don't like Captain America: The First Avenger that much. Doesn't mean I hate it. Doesn't mean I think it's bad. I don't like Captain Marvel, but it ties in. I like it. Just these things tie in. It doesn't have to be amazing to me. It's good. I thought that the first 3 episodes were by far the most stylistically, creatively, like great. They were great.
Yeah,
those were great
choice.
Episodes. I wish they would have leaned and stayed like that.
Throughout the entire way? Really?
Yeah, well, like, did more with that. Like, if you're going to do that artistic thing, like, do it. Like, it was kind of like a little dip. Like, they dipped it in there, and then after that, like, it really did feel just kind of like, just like they stripped it away, and it was very, very MCU then.
Yeah.
Before, I was like, this is new, this is fresh, this is something you haven't seen, and then that went away, and when it went away, you saw the shift in mindset in fans, like, the goalpost, like, shifted. It was, this is boring, I don't like this, and then after episode 4, people were like, this is great, this is the best ever. And I'm just like, wait a minute.
Was it really a goalpost shift, or was it people getting like getting caught up in that culture of
they
like? They
also just got back to MCU.
Yeah,
what they wanted, like they wanted more action. They wanted to see more powers. They wanted that stuff. Where I'm just like, look, if you're gonna give me those episodes, which one had less exposition than the other ones, because on my second rewatch was I rewatched the whole thing.
Yes, as did I.
Yeah, there are full scenes where someone explains literally everything that is happening. Like Darcy does it like 4 times.
Yes.
Catherine Hahn's character, Agatha Harkness, she does it a bunch. Like they just explain everything because like you don't have enough time. One, like the show just was so short per episode that they had to use exposition vomit to get stuff out, which is fine. They do that in like the MCU period. But like those first 3 episodes, you didn't have that. It was more mystery.
Yeah,
it was very
I wish they would have kept that up.
The mystery element.
Yeah, I wish they would have kept that up.
I like that about it. Yeah.
So on second rewatch, what did you think?
The second,
now you got to do it from beginning to end, no stops.
The second rewatch is what reaffirmed that I thought it was just like good.
Okay.
Like it wasn't like great. This is like because there's no other MCU proper shows, it's the only one. But if I was judging it like my desire to watch other Marvel shows with it, like I would rather watch like Legion.
Okay.
I'd rather watch most of the Netflix ones before, like Daredevil, definitely.
Daredevil was great.
Yeah, I would not watch probably like Iron Fist before this, but like
I did not.
I would watch Daredevil and Punisher, some of the other ones.
Luke Cage.
I wouldn't watch Jessica Jones just because I would watch just parts of it just to see the villain. But like I don't know. I enjoyed some of those shows more, but it's good. I don't know what people really did get caught up in theories and things.
Guilty.
And I was always
guilty. I
was laughing at everyone from the beginning. I was right around week 2. I started posting Mephisto stuff.
Fucking Mephisto.
You guys think Mephisto's coming? And then when we got the Quicksilver reveal, I was just like, oh. People have literally seen him one time, and they've jumped to now there's a multiverse, and Fox has been brought over. And I'm just like, that would have been terrible.
Oh,
and I'm glad they didn't do it.
And there's one thing that like I also forgot when I was watching this, and what's his name? Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
Like, WandaVision was kind of already done.
Yeah, it was.
When they acquired Fox.
Yeah.
And whatnot, so there wasn't really any time to include those characters in this. So there was a lot of trolling in WandaVision, period. not just for the Evan Peters casting, but like, what's a couple of other ones? There was Monica Rambeau when she was mentioning her engineer friend.
Her engineer friend.
Who was a he.
Yeah.
I went back, watched, it was he. Then when she shows up there, it's a lady. And like, where's the engineer from?
Yeah.
So
but everyone hung on to the he like,
it's Reed Richards. Yeah, I'm like, oh, great.
Because bringing in Reed Richards makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Just makes so much sense.
Right. And once again, dialing it back, like this is before they acquired the Fox properties. So, logically, yeah, I understand why Evan Peters wasn't really Quicksilver. I understand why Reed Richards didn't make an appearance or anything like that. And I wouldn't even blame them for not going back and making reshoots to include those characters, because Kevin Feige does what Kevin Feige says. Like, this is what it's going to be about, singular in focus, and they let our minds run rampant. Guilty. And there was also a couple of other ones that got left open, like what's his name?
Where's White Vision?
Spectral Vision. Spectral Vision is the actual name. But no,
because he's
Agent Wu. Agent Wu's actual
Wu?
like the guy that he was originally there to.
That guy. Yeah. Where's he at?
Where is he at?
No, we don't need to worry about that guy.
Yeah, and then whatchamacallit, the animation, the Bewitched animation where it showed what's his name's helmet.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, there were a lot of teases and a lot of trolling that went off and made us go off in different directions.
Yeah.
And they never corrected it.
That was that was probably that was one of the best things that they did. There's so many banana peel deep fake switcheroos.
It got to a point where the director was like, "Oh man, I hope everybody's okay with the way it is."
Even the director, he was like 6 hours, and people are doing math. They're like, "Well, we've gotten 3 hours from the first.
So the other one's got to be at least 2.5 hours.
They got to be this long." I was like, or they could be like not that long.
No, like there's even an interview that the director did with another YouTuber, Grace Randolph, Beyond the Trailers, and he even forgot how much running time was left in the last episode. So I was like, "You're the director. How do you not know?" So if this guy's not keeping track, then of course there's other things that are not being kept track of. So they let us go on that journey, which was fun. It was fun speculating.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, after having rewatched it from beginning to end, I appreciate it now for what it was.
Okay. So
that, like I said earlier, it's like watching the stages of grief. All of it wasn't done sequentially or in even amounts.
Yeah.
But it was good to actually see that, because if you go back and start with the beginning of Wanda's appearance in the MCU.
Yeah.
And follow it throughout the storyline, you didn't really get a background for that character. She's just boom in there in Avengers Ultron.
Yeah.
And then she's experiencing all those losses, and you never really get to see her do her grieving or rectify it.
Yeah, we don't get to see her back. Everything that we saw in WandaVision, we knew. We just didn't get to see it.
Exactly.
Like, they never visualized it.
Nope.
So you get to see that, and it was short. And it really only served the purpose of showing that she had her witch powers before.
Yeah.
Before anything, because that was Agatha putting it through it. If it was for anything, Agatha didn't care about her pain. But getting to see that was one of the good parts. And then
another thing that wasn't fully realized was the romance between her and Vision, because you kind of get to see it a little bit when she was under house arrest during Civil War. Yeah. And then you definitely get to see it in Infinity War.
Infinity War, you see it.
Yeah, but like what happened in between, like what gravitated her towards
a lot of robot
forming,
a lot of robot squish. A lot of robot squishing.
Right.
I don't know.
Like, okay, like how did that love develop? And you still didn't really get to see it.
Yeah, they showed us the scene where he's being a nerd.
Yeah, and then he's got some great lines in this series, man.
He's got access to the internet. He could look up every single pickup line and every technique.
He was hitting her with every, like, you had me at hello.
Hi, will you let me sit next to you? Get out of here with that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that he would act like that. But that's just whatever. It's cute. He has
But
access to all this
yes.
information. Do you want me to console you? What? What? Okay, so we were satisfied. Everyone's satisfied with it. Which theory did you come up with, or did you subscribe to? Was right?
That was right.
Yeah.
None of them. None of it. I went on so many tangents it wasn't even funny. So I was like, oh, it's got to be this.
Oh my god.
Oh, the only one that I was, the only whatchamacallit, thing that I had that was right was basically following Kevin Feige and the Evan Peters not really being from the that universe. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
And I wanted it not to be true.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this would be great if they actually did that. But of course, it didn't end up being it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. I was
very happy about that.
Yeah, I was a little bit happy about it. And
I was very happy because I immediately when that happened, I was like, that's not Quicksilver. Immediately did it, and I was on all the pages like, that's not Quicksilver. And I was making stuff up in my own head about like their little conversation. Oh, he said little brother, and I'm like, well, in the Fox verse, he's her big brother. But then again, there's another girl upstairs, according to Bryan Singer. So there's someone else up there, and you only saw that other kid who is potentially Polaris, but probably not. Probably none of that. None of that stuff is what it is, and they're just making stuff up. But I said, that dude is just a dude from town that someone is controlling.
All right.
And obviously it was Agatha. So got that one right. And I also said that some Skrulls was probably walking around inside Sword.
That was a given.
Why would they not be there?
Yeah, that was a given.
But there was... I guess some people are out there theorizing that the little Skrull in Captain Marvel that's hanging out with Monica
is the one that
is the
visited her?
Skrull that visited her, and I'm just like,
that's a thing.
That's a stretch. That's a stretch.
Yeah, because I have a problem with that because she would have at least said that she remembered her.
Yeah.
So
it's a little bit of a stretch.
I was like, there's no way.
She looked at her like, I don't know you.
Yeah, exactly.
People are like, oh, well, they're the same age. I'm like, do Skrulls age the same? You're stretching it. You're reaching, guys. So where do you see this going? I mean, it's easy for me. I see this going into the next movie or to the next show.
So there's two things that we're going from those ending credit scenes.
Yeah.
So we're seeing the beginnings of the Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
So how that's gonna go, it's a little bit flipped because in Secret Invasion it was the Skrulls that were the bad guys, but we've already known with Captain Marvel they set the Kree up to be the bad guys.
Yes.
So that's what's going on there. So I'm kind of interested in how Kevin Feige and company are going to go ahead and get that realized, considering that they chose to make that flip.
Well, they might do a deep fake and have some Kree that are bad come along too.
It's possible. Yep, it's
they
definitely
got banana
possible.
peels everywhere.
Yeah. And then the other one is what we already know is to be the lead into the multiverse with Doctor
Multiverse of
Strange.
Madness. Yeah,
exactly.
They played his theme music.
So like everybody's saying
Darkhold.
Wanda is going to be the villain. It's possible.
I would say anti-villain.
Anti-villain.
Kind of more like
we've already seen her go too far, and she's had that Hulk regret. Like that Banner has had.
Yeah.
It's like, when people see me in this state, like they don't like me.
Yeah.
And now that's happening to Wanda. So she's definitely in an anti-hero state.
It's like what Dark Phoenix. Like Dark Phoenix wasn't the villain of the Phoenix movies.
Mm-hmm.
In the last one it was Jessica Chastain making money. I don't know what the name of that character was, but she was just making money and she was the villain. Like if Nightmare is in the movie, Nightmare is probably the villain, and Scarlet Witch is just doing things that are annoying, which is why I do think it's going this way. That Baron Mordo is going to show up.
Baron Mordo,
and he's gonna want some of that magic back because the bill has come due.
Right. Well, I don't know about magic back. He's definitely all about.
Well, he's
taking
taking
it out.
He's taking the magic from them.
Yep.
But you can't take chaos. It's
unlimited. That'll be
So-
tough, especially with what they just did. They just proved that Wanda is probably the most powerful one.
Well, and I saw those
universe?
questions. Is she stronger than Doctor Strange? And it's like
The
the question
that
is
already
not
came out.
They said Agatha says it. It's
Yeah.
The thing is, chaos magic is unlimited. So obviously she has unlimited magic. She's more powerful in that sense. But if she doesn't know what she's doing. So if she threw something at Doctor Strange right now, Doctor Strange could probably come up with 20,000 different spells to reflect the shit,
Right.
and then do something and trap her in some world.
Okay.
She could get out. If she knew everything he knew, she'd be way more powerful than him. Right now, he's probably still more powerful than her.
Okay, so
But that's from knowledge,
bold
not
prediction.
from
yeah.
because
She's naturally talented. He's just book smart.
Yes.
Okay.
It's who wins in the fight? The guy that's just pure brute strength, or the guy who has some strength but also has strategy, right?
Okay, yep.
That she didn't have any strategy yet, but she's reading the Darkhold.
Yep.
So
she is now. She's she's studying up. Well, she's a quick study, so
Well,
she
she's
was
also,
able to go ahead.
She's astral projecting while walking around.
Exactly. Which like people don't normally do.
Yeah. So
like
Strange is
Doctor
doing it with
Strange-
us with the stone. So
Yep.
So she's looking pretty powerful.
Right. Very, very bold. Any bold predictions for her going into Multiverse of Madness?
I mean, it's not bold. I really just think Mortal will be involved. I think he will have to there's two scenarios there. He might have to work with Strange to do something to stop her, to slow her down, or like he does that at first, and then pretty much it's like they're gonna have to stop Mortal. Like something's gonna have to happen to calm her down. But then once they calm her down, it's like she's gonna have to get nerfed,
Okay.
or go away, like straight up die. Like she can't be allowed to exist for the next few phases. Like she has to go somewhere or be nerfed.
Okay.
Because then, at this point, you've kind of unleashed this being that's way too powerful to just to exist in this world. Why? Because at this point, I'd be like, well, why don't you just call the Scarlet Witch? Why don't you just call her, and she can handle this problem that you have,
Right.
by putting them in Westview. She could just put them there.
Oh well.
Like,
Maybe.
how do you have her walking around?
It'll be tough. I think she's gonna get a redemption story out of
Yes.
Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
So something's gonna happen, and
Maybe she binds herself from chaos magic.
Possibly, it's probably gonna get to the point where like they're gonna need her to help ring it in, because it's gonna take more than just her, Strange, and even Mordo or whoever's helping.
Yeah.
So we'll see, because we've got one movie prior to that, which is going to be Spider-Man No Home.
Yes.
Before Multiverse of Madness, right?
And Black Widow, but that's not
Okay,
gonna,
that's not going to tie it. No.
And if it does, those banana peels, watch out for it. All right, next thing. Do you think Elizabeth Olsen deserves an Emmy nomination?
Do I I think so. There's definitely some acting chops where she definitely got into those characters that she was emulating for like the 60s and the 70s.
Yeah.
Like those were good.
That's what
Like
people
that
were
was
saying.
her like doing Mary Tyler Moore. That was awesome. Tapping into Bewitched.
Yeah.
That was great. Like when she was doing those, like you can see those changes of character within the shows that she was doing. And then of course when she comes out of the hex, you know, immediately goes back to her Sarkovian.
Okay.
So yeah, like she can get a nomination, but I don't know if she would win.
Yeah, I think a nomination is fair.
Yeah.
And I'd also throw in Catherine Hahn.
Yes.
Who I think was drastically underutilized in the show.
Very, very underutilized.
Because if you're trying to be funny and you have one of the funniest women in like show business on your show, and she's not that funny on the show, like she's just not. But she's hilarious, and they underutilized her ability to do that.
Absolutely.
You agree that is like my real opinion that she wasn't used.
Immediately when I first saw her, I started rethinking about her time in Step Brothers, and she was hilarious in all of
Parks
that.
and Rec,
yeah, exactly.
all the things she did. Yeah,
yep.
She's so good in all that stuff.
She's great
I'd want her to get a nomination also.
for supporting.
I mean, if I had to choose one, I'd be like, give it to her over Elizabeth Olsen. But they didn't give her much to do. But
No, they didn't.
The stuff that she did.
That's not her.
The
that's
stuff
not her
that
fault.
she did was great. Bettany, I'm still just like Knight's Tale. You guys leave me alone. You don't know anything about Paul Bettany. Talking about Vision is his best acting. Get out of here. What's wrong with you? So can you do this? Because I've done it. I've posted it.
Okay.
Can you rank WandaVision amongst other MCU main properties, which is only the movies?
Only the
You can do it in a
movies.
tier. So, like, is it in your top tier, middle tier, or low tier?
It would be in my middle tier.
Middle tier?
Yeah,
Okay, that's
because
fair.
there's
That's fair.
like a top for me is still Winter Soldier.
Yeah, it's not Winter Soldier.
And it's not even close to that. So it's I would say it's even low tier 2.
Somebody got mad that I had
Yeah.
Winter Soldier over Endgame.
Oh. Why?
I was like, Endgame not even my top 5.
Winter Soldier was like the Return of the Jedi, or not? No, Empire Strikes Back of the
Look, it's
of Captain America's trilogy there. So
you fan circle jerk. That's
oh
not
man,
Endgame.
it's okay. There's no
Endgame.
wrong. There's no wrong.
There's nothing
no right.
wrong with that. It's just Endgame. It's just,
Yeah.
hey guys, get your lube ready.
Right. Fan service. Fan
We're
service.
coming
fan
hard.
service.
You're coming hard. Actually, something. There was a great article everyone should check out. I don't know if you've seen it yet. It's the Collider one that said WandaVision failed to deliver things that were never promised to me.
That was accurate. Accurate.
Never promised to me.
Accurate.
Everyone should check that article out.
Absolutely.
Overall, yeah, WandaVision obviously must see, worth it.
Yeah.
If you're an MCU fan, if you're not an MCU fan,
I
if you
will
haven't watched the
say-
MCU, obviously you're not watching.
I will
this
say
show.
my mind changed a little bit more watching it consecutively.
Yeah. When I watched it all
So
together,
when I watched it all together instead of like the weekly torture that we were going through, it's my ideas and stuff that I got when I was watching it initially had changed.
you didn't have time to
So,
be crazy.
Yeah, I didn't have time to go ahead and, having already seen it, but it was different. So watching, especially those, like you said, those first 3 episodes,
Yeah.
I could appreciate those
Yeah.
more because I realized what that mystery was.
Yeah.
And then not having to wait and see that progress the whole way through is different. It's that's one of the things I'm not so sure is a great format for something like a story like this.
I mean, it's good for the fandom.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I mean,
to,
it
it's
keeps
fun
us
for the
talking
theories.
weekly.
It's good. It's when you take it to the level where it gets you upset that your theory didn't come through. I really couldn't appreciate the first 3 until that second time through, and after seeing the rest of the episodes and going, okay, they really just changed it up and went this whole other,
Yeah,
they
you
went the
definitely
whole
see-
they went like the formulaic route after the first 4.
Yeah.
And that's fine because I like the formula, but it's also it's not as brilliant as the first 3. But the first time I was watching, The Expanse was also airing, so I really didn't. I was just like, oh, I care more about what Marco Oneris is doing in that show. Once it stopped airing, I actually could focus on WandaVision a little bit more.
Oh yeah, my second watch through, I started focusing a little bit more on Catherine Hahn's character also.
Yeah.
And that there was actually some subtle developments that were happening in there that I didn't catch the first time.
She was always She was always too nosy.
Yeah, always.
That's what we said.
Always.
She's always too
yeah.
nosy.
She would I definitely got the feeling. I was like, okay, she wasn't originally part of Westview. She infiltrated, and then she was just doing some background work on some person. So it was good.
Yeah. Well, we love the show.
Yep.
We
got a week
it's
break,
over now,
and then
we get
we do it all again.
Something that's more up my alley, I would say.
Yeah,
I really do.
I will ask, do you think people will go wild with their
oh hell yeah
stuff with Winter Soldier and
we haven't seen
Falcon?
we haven't seen Red Skull in a while. That guy's Red Skull. That guy's Red Skull. That guy's Red Skull. Red Skull is the new Mephisto.
Oh, okay.
They're both red.
Yeah,
they're both red, and maybe it's Red Skull. But it's Mephisto really. He's pretending to be Red Skull.
Oh man.
Maybe. Who knows?
That'll
but
work.
can't wait for that. Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to be
Right.
great. Two great actors right there.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Maybe Cap will show up. That which episode will Cap show up in? He signed that contract apparently, so we don't know.
Right.
But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Let us know what you think about WandaVision. Were you satisfied? Did you have any theories that
Yeah.
that panned out?
Did you get pulled along like I did.
Do you think Elizabeth Olsen deserves a nomination? And
Just a nomination?
Yeah, nomination for an Emmy. And where would you put WandaVision in terms of all the other Marvel properties?
Just the MCU though.
Just the MCU. All right. Let us know. And as always, thanks. And like and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.